Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
No fans allowed. Sad news for Lions fans with the season set to start in just a few weeks.
Michigan gym owners push to reopen as the governor hints earlier this week that it might happen. What they're hoping for next.
But we begin with a 15-year-old in critical condition after bullets came flying into his bedroom. The family says the boy, who's a straight-A student at Cass Tech, heard the shots and then started feeling pain. That's when family called 911.
This happened on 3 Mile Drive right near Mack on the border between Detroit and Grosse Pointe Park. As Priya Mann reports, police spent the day talking to the family.
Detroit police have been canvassing this neighborhood after someone walked around that home and started shooting, critically injuring a 15-year-old who was just playing video games in a back bedroom.
He laying right there. So it looked like they knew to do all this, you know.
The teen was shot 3 times, but he didn't know it at first. He walked out of the back room telling his grandfather he was in pain.
He went down because he lost it then because he was shot in his pelvis. My niece was there too. She kneeled down to him, and when she kneeled down, she's right here with her hand. Felt the wetness, pulled her hand out. He's hit.
The shooting happened just before midnight Thursday at the home on 3 Mile Drive near Mack and Outer Drive.
It sounded like firecrackers, but it wasn't firecrackers. It was gun going through walls and drywall flying everywhere, window glass.
There were several people at home when someone opened fire at close range.
It's like they went around the house doing this, at least from here to the back.
Kelvin Walton and another grandson were watching TV in a different room.
Everybody huddled down until we didn't hear no more bang, bang.
Walton says it's a miracle he wasn't killed.
This time I happened to be laying down looking toward the TV. If I was sitting up, I measured it. I sat in there. My head was right where the bullet is at.
His grandson, a Cass Tech sophomore with straight A's, was rushed to the hospital in critical condition.
I'm hoping for him to get better and pull through this and be able to have the abilities that he had before.
And one of those bullets went right through the home, in one window, out through another, actually hitting a neighbor's home. It's not clear if the shooting was random or targeted. Detroit police are investigating. They're asking anyone with information to come forward. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
So frightening, Priya. Were you able to find out his update this afternoon, how the teen is doing?
Yeah, his grandfather says that his grandson is actually doing better, that he's in stable condition. He might need another surgery, but is expected to make a full recovery.
Oh, we sure hope so. Thank you, Priya.
Normally, the state releases its daily numbers of new coronavirus cases and deaths around 3 p.m., but the data has been delayed today. They expect to release it about an hour from now at 6. Meantime, the Michigan Court of Appeals has upheld a lower court ruling saying the governor has not exceeded her emergency powers with her executive orders.
The Detroit Lions announced the team's first 2 home games will be played without fans in attendance. No fans will be allowed at Lions home games on September 13th or October 4th. The Lions say they are working with health officials and the governor's office on when fans can come back. While there are no fans, Ford Field parking lots will also be closed. The Lions say they plan to offer season ticket holders a 3-game package for the remaining home games.
The federal government has approved Michigan's request for an extra $300 a week in unemployment for those who have lost their jobs because of the pandemic. The extra money is retroactive to August 1st. It will automatically get added to unemployment benefits. The money comes from the FEMA Disaster Relief Fund. A group of Michigan gym owners say the proof is in the numbers. It's time for them to reopen.
They say data from other states where gyms are open proves that it is safe for it to happen here as well. Grant Herms is following this story this evening for us. And Grant, they also believe that by keeping gyms closed, it's actually keeping Michiganders from getting healthy.
Karen, Jason, those gym owners today met in Lansing pleading with the governor to reopen their gyms. They say it's not just for the health of their businesses, but also for the health of all Michiganders who they say need to work out to beat the virus.
Gyms are part of the solution, not the problem.
Inside a gym in Lansing today, gym owners from across the state asking the governor to allow them to legally open their doors.
We're again reaching out to the administration of the state of Michigan, asking to work with them to help Michigan become a healthier state.
Gyms have been in a push and pull with the governor for months, particularly after she allowed bars and hair salons to reopen, but not gyms or fitness studios. In late June, gyms were ordered to open by a federal judge before promptly being shut down again by a court of appeals. Gym owners today saying Michigan's obesity rate and strain on mental health during the pandemic make their business essential to help fight off the virus, a position they've long taken to no avail.
It is imperative that we become healthier so that we can survive situations like this.
Earlier this week, Governor Whitmer hinting she may be close to reopening fitness centers, but warned there was still some heavy lifting to do.
When you're breathing heavily, that's the most, that is one of the more dangerous factors around spread of COVID, when you're in close quarters and inside. And so we would have to have some very serious and tight protocols around it, but we are looking to that. We're working with the industry.
Well, Michigan is one of 8 states right now that does not allow indoor workouts, although they do obviously allow outdoor workouts. Some of those states include New York and California. All of our neighboring states, however, do allow people to work out in gyms indoors. Karen?
Grant, is there talk of more action if the governor just doesn't open these gyms soon?
Yeah, that same group today also launched a campaign called Work It Out, hoping to do just that with the governor. They are also planning a workout day at the Capitol on September 1st. That workout, though, will be outdoors. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Grant.
And if we keep up with weather like this, those gyms can keep doing workouts outside, which we've seen a lot of, but we know that won't last forever. But we do have the heat this weekend so far, Karen.
It is going to be a hot one there, Andrew. We definitely have to be prepared.
That's right, and with fewer days of summer left, we can certainly get out there and enjoy it, whether it's this evening or over the weekend. Let's talk about this evening first, shall we? Temperature still nicely in the 80s. Warm one out there, very warm, in fact. 88 over at City Airport, over on the east side of the city of Detroit. 86 for our friends in Ann Arbor, 86 also in Howell. 88 in Lapeer. So all over southeast Michigan, we are feeling the warmth, we are feeling the heat, and we are seeing the blue skies. Got some folks out there on the water as well. Don't forget your masks and your safe boating skills. Life jackets for everybody. 87 degrees over at Metro Airport with a breeze at around 10 miles per hour. And great weather for all your grilling needs or other outdoor activities. Fair skies through 8, 9 o'clock later on this evening, and still warm. We're in the 80s through 7 p.m., middle and upper 70s by 8 o'clock and shortly afterward. It gets even hotter tomorrow, but will we keep the sunshine? Any showers in store for this weekend? I've got the answer coming up in your weekend forecast, plus also your 7-day forecast in minutes.
All right, Andrew. On Capitol Hill today, the head of the Postal Service was grilled by a Senate panel about recent mail delays. Michigan Senator Gary Peters is a ranking member of that committee. He says his questions today were based on the 7,500 complaints he's gotten from people across the state.
But this is an issue that goes beyond the election. This goes to making sure that mail is delivered in a timely fashion so that folks can get their medicine. This is about making sure folks get their paychecks and they're able to pay their bills on time.
The mail delays come as more people than ever before plan to vote by mail this November.
Today, Postmaster Louis DeJoy promised to prioritize mail-in ballots as he faced some pretty tough questions about recent changes at the agency. Susan McGinnis has his testimony from Washington.
Testifying online today, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy faced tough questions from Senate Democrats demanding to know whether he's delaying mail delivery for political reasons ahead of the election.
As we head into the election season, I want to assure this committee and the American public that the Postal Service is fully capable and committed to delivering the nation's election mail securely and on time.
DeJoy under scrutiny and forced to hold off cost-cutting measures after the post office was caught on camera removing mailboxes and high-speed sorting machines. That as an unprecedented number of Americans prepare to vote by mail.
You have undermined one of our nation's most trusted institutions, and we wreaked havoc on families, on veterans, seniors, rural communities, and on people all across our country.
DeJoy, a Trump donor with no postal experience, insists many of the changes were routine and approved before he took office. But he insisted the post office is ready for the election.
We deliver 433 million pieces of mail a day. So 150 million ballots, 160 million ballots over a course of a week is a very, very small amount.
Democrats are skeptical, with delays already impacting people who need medications and paychecks and businesses that can't afford uncertainty. President Trump is not only attacking mail-in voting, he admitted last week he wanted to withhold money from the Postal Service for a very specific reason.
That means you can't have universal mail-in voting.
The Postmaster General today saying he not only supports mail-in voting, he says he'll do it himself. But with Election Day 3 months away, questions linger about whether the post office can deliver.
In Washington, Susan McGinnis, Local 4.
Members of the House will return to Washington tomorrow for a rare weekend session. They'll be voting on legislation to stop changes to the Postal Service.
We are off and running on a Friday. Here's Hank.
A multi-million-dollar settlement deal. Money will be making its way to Flint. But what is the city like right now, today? You may be surprised what we found. I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank, with that story tonight.
And is it allergies or COVID-19? Why some schools are taking pretty extreme measures to be able to tell the difference heading into ragweed season. Sean.
He's armed, he's dangerous, and right now he is on the run. A homicide here in Highland Park tonight. How investigators say you can help them.